When Trump was elected, he had the Senate and the House, and all he did in his first 2 years was one tax cut that primarily went to the rich. When Joe Biden and Kamala Harris won, they had 2 years with the House and the Senate as well, and this is what they accomplished. The American Rescue Plan, the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, was the COVID-19 relief package that was direct payments to Americans and funding for vaccines. And then there was the bipartisan infrastructure law. This $1.2 trillion package represents a historic investment in America's infrastructure. Key components include rebuilding roads, bridges, ports, airports, upgrading public transit and rail systems, replacing lead pipes for clean water, providing affordable high-speed internet nationwide. And then there was the Inflation Reduction Act. This landmark legislation aims to reduce costs for families and combat climate change. It spends $369 billion for climate change initiatives, the biggest climate bill in the history of America. There's also a $2,000 annual cap on out-of-pocket prescription drug costs for Medicare beneficiaries, 15% minimum corporate tax on large corporations, which a lot of them are paying zero, and it empowers Medicare to negotiate prescription drug prices, which is something people have been clamoring for decades. There's also the CHIPS and Science Act, a $53 billion start to building semiconductors and computer chips right here in America, and many of these jobs are in red states. And then there's the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. This legislation is the first major gun safety law in 30 years, and it includes things like enhanced background checks for young people, funding for crisis interventions, and investments in mental health services. So see, you can get a lot done in 2 years if you know what you're doing, unlike Trump, who is literally a failed president.